Are you a business owner or CEO who's hired remote EAs from the Philippines? Well, you might have noticed that it's getting harder and harder to find exceptional EAs or executive assistants. I'm going to talk about why this is happening and what you can do to find and hire better EAs that can truly add value and make your life easier. Well, the first reason is high demand. More and more business owners like you are realizing that you can get so much value by hiring remote EAs. Local hires are ideal, but the great ones are getting more and more scarce and expensive. Once you can afford, lack the experience and require a lot of training. And so we've noticed over the past years that the demand for high quality EAs has really just exploded. Now on the supply side, it's quite complicated. So on the surface, it looks like supply is really high, but reality is 99% of supply are very average and probably won't add much value to what you're doing for a variety of reasons, starting with one, poor business English. So not just speaking, but understanding. Second is poor problem solving skills. We often see that first level problem solving, maybe ChatGPT or AI, but then when it has to be multi-step and it requires doing deeper research or deeper problem solving, usually kind of stops. The third is ability to learn. We've seen high performers who you give them an assignment and they can pretty much figure out how to find the right resources to learn what's needed. Unfortunately, a lot of EAs, either they don't have the ability or they just don't have the time to learn, which leads to the next one, which is lack of ownership and accountability. Ownership of a result, accountability, doing what it takes, or notifying you, their manager, what help they need or what needs to happen for things to get done. A lot of them are just a little bit too passive, not being able to follow things up into completion. And we've seen that hurt a lot of CEOs and business owners as well. Next one is lack of flexibility. Maybe they can work within an SOP, very clear guidelines or instructions, but whenever flexibility is required, then they just kind of not too flexible. The next one is EAs who stack multiple jobs or part-time gigs, and therefore the reliability becomes an issue. It wouldn't be an issue if they're still reliable and very responsive, but you probably have experienced this if you hired a lot of remote EAs in the past. Sometimes it starts out well, they're perfect, but then later on, you see the responsiveness is affected, reliability is affected, a lot of excuses, and you just wonder if they have other jobs or other priorities that they're not telling you. The supply of the really good ones is quite scarce in reality. These high performers are usually well guarded. They're too happy to look at your job ads, and they require a high touch or personal approach to get them interested. Look, if you reached out to them personally, that could work. So we're gonna get into some things that you can do. So one, you can put out job ads and you could get lucky. Can happen. Problem is that you're never really confident that you found the best. It's more likely that you miss out on some better options. Next, you could do some targeted recruiting using LinkedIn or other tools. As the business owner or CEO, actually this is quite effective. Reaching out to people directly, that's a very powerful approach, and it's a good way to quickly engage and build trust as well with top candidates and superstars. But you probably don't have time to do this, so you could hire an outsourcing agency, which has its own pros and cons, or you could hire a recruiting specialist like Ocean, where we can guide you through and customize your search based on what you need. So if you want to learn more about that, then hit me up and I'm happy to chat more.